Nickelodeon.
I really wasn't planning on making this video, especially not so fast. I didn't know the news and the videos were going to be dropped like they were, but they are coming at a very fast rate. Sort of like when the whole Dr. Umar saga was basically transpiring, and every 5 minutes Lennon Honor was dropping another 8-hour live stream, ripping Dr. Umar another asshole, another part of his body that he didn't have. That's what Lennon was doing to him. But that's pretty much what it feels like what's happening now with the Abba and Stevie situation. Somebody keeps dropping another video, and then I had to come back and I have to now talk about it because, as you saw by the thumbnail, Abba decided it was time to punch back. Again! And just like Freddie got fingered, Stevie got served. Again! I know, honestly, I just really just try to use any excuse to play Myron. Again! Again! Get it? But on a serious note, I remember when I was younger and I traveled up north. I went to Indiana, I'm pretty sure, to go visit some cousins and whatnot. I mean, we went out to the park one day. It was for one of our uncles' birthday, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure which one at this point in time, but it was somebody in the family. The family's deep. I mean, we got a lot of cousins, trust me. But anyway, we were out there at the park, and I remember we were getting ready to go play some basketball. And, you know, back when you're younger, I mean, like a couple years of age difference, it makes a big difference when it comes to, like, you know, physical superiority. I mean, as far as it's concerned. I mean, I think I was like 8 years old and my cousins were like 12 or something like that, maybe a little bit older. But nonetheless, there was a substantial difference in our physical prowess. I still can't find the right word. But anyway, so basically we were playing ball. And I remember I got the ball. It somehow just bounced off somebody's foot, and we were playing like 36 and whatnot. And I fired up one of those threes faster than you can possibly imagine. And I splashed that bitch. Nothing but nylon. Cash money. And I remember I got really hyped. I got really excited real quickly. And I have this tendency, especially even all the way back when I was a kid, I had the tendency to Steph Curry, and that is to celebrate, get overly excited, and just get people like really pissed off at you because you were way too pumped about playing basketball. So my cousins were upset. And they decided, oh no, it is time to get in that ass. Pause. But like literally, they asserted themselves on the court. They asserted their physical dominance, and I felt it. And I did not score again the rest of that day. It was a very long 1.5 hours out there in the basketball court. I didn't have a good time. I remember leaving the court wondering if I really wanted to play basketball anymore because I questioned, what was I doing? I realized I had walked into territories that I did not belong in. I was fighting a battle that I should not be fighting. I remember I was thinking, you know what? I am severely outclassed here. This is where I should no longer be playing. I think I've reached my peak, and I think I know where my limitations are. I got to go back and do some training. I need to go do some research. I need to get in the lab. Well, I think that's what happened to Stevie when it came to this debate with Abba. He walked into waters that he had no business being in, and he could not swim. The pool got a little bit too deep for Stevie, and all of a sudden he started, it was happening. And I mean, when he started getting exposed out there live during the whole thing, I mean, it was really bad for us to witness, and we went through it on a live stream, and we went through it numerous times throughout these long videos. And I mean, I just dropped an hour and 18-minute video, my longest video on the channel, just recently talking about this. But I'm telling you, this stuff is wild, man. I mean, this has been a crazy saga, and I'm definitely going to talk about how Abba decided he was going to rip Stevie a new one today. And I mean, it's been a lot of ripping. It's been a lot of like, eviscerations and a whole lot of things that should like land people in jail when it comes to Stevie. Like, people have been putting their hands on Stevie all the way back to a couple of years ago. Now, look, I am pretty much only using this as an excuse to play this fighting edit one more time, but I do want to break this down just a little bit, because this beatdown was something else. But in all fairness to Stevie, he was outsized and outclassed in this event as well. Everywhere Stevie goes, he's outmatched and he's the underdog. At some point in time, I can see why he's angry inside. I can see why he's upset. I can see why he's so emotional in his takes, even though he doesn't believe he's being emotional. He's being logical. It's just like he's always repeating everything else, like he don't care about anything else. I mean, he could care less, even though that's not the, we'll get to that. But there's a lot of anger built up in Stevie, and I can see where he felt really bad when he went over this fight, because he made a video going over what happened to him in this edit. Because I mean, it was ugly, but he actually responded to it, and we're going to get to that afterwards.
Miles apart, but they could not be any farther apart, Grish, when it comes to demeanor, personality.
Yes, D'Amour's demeanor is certainly more uppity than Stevie Knight. Stevie Knight just wants to come in and knock him out. Chase D'Amour would love to put on a show.
He just gave me the little side eye from up in the ring. He heard what you just said about him.
Hey,
no, not Dom.
It's true. Look at Chase D'Amour, who's wearing the white. He's got the big height reach advantage. Don't want to be caught reaching, though, do you?
Oh, damn. Oh, my gosh. He's not bluffing.
And submission though from Stevie.
I did not know this existed.
Someone that can hit as hard. It's one of those fights. Second time competitively. More rights landing for Chase. He's got that chin high though. And right now, Griff, Stevie's going in, but he's put his head down. You can't go in with your head down and not expect to get hit.
Right.
See your opponent. Stevie Knight's gonna try and land that big overhand right and Chase DeMoore's chin is right there if he can find it.
He has put his head down a lot. Stevie really doesn't want to get hit. It's apparent.
Now they gotta be careful. You cannot hit in the back of the head. There's Gideon, big name in the influencer world, taking in the action here, and plenty of it in this round one. I gotta tell you, a lot of the influencers that have been here that have come up and introduced themselves to you and I.
You can tell he started to get tired already.
Very respectful. I like the community.
He's just throwing blind punches.
I know you fit in well. You got a huge Instagram
Oh
following.
yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Also, he's literally mirroring all of his punches. Like, you could tell what he's gonna do before he even does it.
Oh no.
God damn.
Is out of control. That is way too much. They may storm the ring. Times when he's down. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh.
We can't have this. We cannot have this. Hey, Chase DeMoore, though, man, that is as low as you can get. Punching a man in his face multiple times while he's down.
Yeah, hold on.
Again!
God damn. Okay, yeah, he's down. He's down. Why is he still punching? He's down. He is down. Why are you still going? First of all, god damn. Whoo! Look how his, oh my gosh. Look at this leg right here. Damn. Y'all see this leg? But why are you still punching? And granted, I know these guys are not professional boxers, but you should know not to keep punching when a man is down.
So Stevie decided like he needed to make a video to address this situation. Because look, all jokes aside, I gotta applaud Stevie for even stepping in the ring, and especially against a guy who had way more reach than him, that was way bigger than him, size advantage at all. Like, Stevie had no advantages going into this fight, and when it comes to boxing and fighting, that really does matter. So I'm gonna give him a lot of big props to that, like going out there and fighting this guy, because he does go on to explain at the beginning of his video about how, you know, people were saying, well, Stevie was talking a lot of shit before the fight. Like, I mean, I agree with Stevie when he's going to talk about it in a second.
Like, a lot of people are under the impression that I was cocky, I was talking shit, you know what I'm saying? And I got humbled or whatever, man. But I want to tell y'all, all the back and forth that me and Chase had prior to the fight was artificial. It wasn't real. It was all to sell the fight. There was one point we wanted to set it up like he was gonna come down to San Diego and press me like I'm out in dinner with my girl and shit. Like, it was all fake. It was all cap, bro. All that shit was fake. But, you know, they want to sell the fight, and you know, I was trying to sell the fight. Prior to the fight, I had no issue with Chase. I don't know the motherfucker, right? We just making up this bullshit to sell the fucking fight to get viewers to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't have a fucking a negative bone in my body about it, but I know how it looks. Like, you don't know what you don't know. But all these people out here saying, bro, you talking all that shit and this fucking happened. Like, bro, it was to sell the fight.
He's right though. It's because that is promotion. That's all this is. It's just advertising. It's trying to sell the fight. You got to get people pumped into the fight, so they just make people talk shit. Stevie doesn't actually strike me as somebody who would really just openly talk a lot of shit. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but he doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. Like, I honestly think like he might be like this with his takes, but when you have no stances on anything, you're going to be very hesitant to just run your mouth about shit. Like, and that's what shit talkers do. They just run their mouth, and they're never afraid to just talk because that's all they've been talking and doing their entire lives anyway. Stevie is a person who doesn't strike me as that. Remember, he's conservative, so he strikes me as a very conservative individual, likes to keep to himself, and is a probably quiet guy, and that's why he's still searching for himself and still trying to figure out who he is till this day. That's why he's so lost. But really, Stevie goes on to just really talk about like the mechanics of the fight. He got really upset at himself, like the fact that once he got pushed down, like once the first mega hit happened,
It's one of those fights. Damn!
he essentially saw red, and he lost all his mechanics, all his technique, and all of a sudden he pretty much kind of burnt himself out a little bit early. He said he wasn't gassed, but like, dude, if you're tired and you're burnt out, then you're gassed. It's the exact same thing. It's just like, God, Stevie just has a really hard time just like defining things, but it's all the same shit, man. So nonetheless, you were tired, you were gassed, and then basically for whatever reason he heard like the 10-second counter, and he said that the punches weren't really bothering him throughout the like first round, which they probably weren't. They maybe weren't. It didn't seem like he was getting impacted too much, but he also seemed to like want to clinch him up every time like he got close. But I'm telling you, he felt the impact of some of them blows, and when he left himself open, we saw what happened to him.
Oh no.
God damn!
It's out of control. That is way too much. They may storm the ring.
But like I said, I don't want to keep joking on the man. I mean, it is really difficult to go out there and face your fears, which I'm just kidding. It's not like he had to go face his fears. He didn't even know this guy. I mean, they just did this as a promotion, and they went out there and sold the fight, and it turned out to be a really entertaining round. You know what I'm saying? That's all it lasted. It didn't last long. We got to see the whole fight right there. But it is what it is. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But to get on to Abba and this roasting that took place, like, man, Abba be really, I don't know why people keep trying to take on that platform. Why do people keep coming at Abba and preach with the smoke? They always put that shit out. They always have the emergency blanket. As soon as the flames go up, they just, and they do it. Oh, it's bad though. They don't do it so subtly. They make sure they really rip you open. You know what I'm saying? Like they gut you. Like in The Walking Dead in the earlier seasons, the zombies would just like literally tear into your flesh. That's what Abba and Preach does. They pretty much just tear into your flesh and rip open your rib cage. They just do it to you raw, man. I mean, I'm telling you, the way they be giving it to people should land them in prison. Like, we should put them in cyber jail right now because of what they've done. Because what they have done is cyber assault, and it really needs to end. I mean, that's what they're doing to Stevie, and quite frankly, it's not a sightly scene. But early in the video, Abba was going on, just remembering the point, like he was just reiterating the point about, hey man, why doesn't Stevie ever believe in facts? So he was talking about the whole Google it situation.
I personally think it's incredibly bad faith to come to a debate about a topic, about a policy, and argue against something that's never intended for. And throughout the debate with him too, I mentioned it. If you just Google it, it's like so many kids today here in America, you could look it up, the statistics, that have malnutrition, that have food scarcity, that have all these problems. It stunts their growth. It fucks them up in terms of their academic success.
I could care less.
Watts pointed this out the other day when he was watching Stevie and reacting to his video, and that was, why does Stevie blink so much? Like, I can't help but notice it now. He blinks all the time. Like, it's something going on over there. Like, maybe it's Tourette's. And I mean, look, if it's Tourette's, I really don't want to call him out on any type of like insecurities or anything like that, because look, if you have that, if it's like a tick, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, he does pretty well if that's what's going on over there. I mean, because look, some people, it's pretty obvious they got something going on, and if that's his tick, then he does really well. So I don't want to shame him for that if that's what he's got going on. So seriously, Stevie, if you got Tourette's, it's okay. Like, nobody's out here shaming you for it. Though if you want to keep putting out inflammatory content, people are going to call it out a lot more, and then people are going to start making skits, and they're going to start making videos videos and they're going to clown it even more. And then you might go deeper and deeper and deeper into the sunken place. And that is not what we want for you. I'm telling you, I want you to rise to the top, come up out of there, see the light. Don't be so whitewashed. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, white people are cool, but don't be whitewashed. It's a completely different thing. And I have a completely crazy idea for a skit about whitewash that I'll share one day. But maybe it's not Tourette's, and maybe it's something else. Maybe it's roids. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why he's so big. Like, I mean, dude, he was big during that fight. I mean, but maybe it's roids. Maybe you need to stop injecting yourself so much because it looks like it's affecting you. If you're blinking this much and it seems to be getting worse, you might be having early signs of a stroke. Because I mean, honestly, I remember the last person I saw blink like this was Peter Griffin after he ate 1,000 cheeseburgers, and it did not end well for him. That was the Meg Strokey episode, and I don't think you want to go out like that. But in this roast, Abba got extra petty when it came to critiquing Stevie's level of intelligence.
I don't understand this thing where it's like, it has to be one or the other. You could have rich and poor people, you could have educated people, and Stevie Knight. Both of those things can all coexist like that.
Now look, that's kind of the same joke that I was making when it came towards the malnourishment leading to people looking funny like Charlie Kirk, but this one was better. Now you may be saying Abba and Preach are being extremely rude here. They don't need to go this far. Why would they do such a thing? Well, they would do such a thing and they would call this out because he really does prove himself to be stupid. And here's another example.
If you talk like that about kids not having access to food, is it any wonder why people think you guys are monsters?
Bruh, here we go, bro. He taking me out of context again. See, Abba ain't shit. He ain't shit.
Every time someone's too stupid to enunciate their own point, they always say I was taken out of context. No, you just don't know how to communicate. Maybe if you got a school lunch every time in the 3rd grade, you'd be able to read, speak, and think past a 4th grade level.
But it's true. These individuals who try to like put themselves up into these, massively intellectual debates where they actually have to, debate real opinions on real things that's going out there in society. A lot of them, they really you find out that they don't know shit. When people max out when it comes to intelligence, they don't know how to actually fight back when it comes to words. They usually only want to fight back with fists because they don't know how to actually express their real feelings. Like they might have something internally going on that they're trying to figure out, but they don't know how to express it in actual words. Just like Logic said the other day, like when Stevie starts going on these long tangents and long rambles and people who get all emotional in their conversations, or they're like when they're saying, I'm just trying to like express myself and shit, like really they're just speaking in an endless stream of consciousness going nowhere, and really they're grasping at straws trying to figure out something that sounds smart, and they just don't ever find it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that is. Now sometimes I sound like that, but hopefully I usually land a plane somewhere. But that's the thing is, people like Stevie though, dude, they just try to debate you on shit they really don't understand internally. Like it's not hard to debate people if you actually know your real stances on shit. Like if you know how you really feel about relationships, if you really know how you feel about politics, how you feel about racial tensions, racial relations, academics, kids, school, sports, you can go out there and you can debate people at any point in time. Unless you just really get scared and you really have anxiety and all this other stuff. But I mean, I get those are real factors for certain people, but some people just use it as an excuse to run away.
Well, I could care less.
And of course, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he could care less.
Well, I could care less.
As they said, it's so stupid that he kept saying that too. And I mean,
well, I could care less. I could care less. I could care less. I could care less.
It just means that you could care less than what you're already carrying, homie. Like I don't know how many times you could say that and never think like, man, what I'm saying is not right. You know what I'm saying? Like I could care less. I could care less. Okay, so you could care much less than what you're carrying now, which means if you don't give a shit, damn, I can only imagine how terrible you might actually get. How satanic are you? Especially speaking about all these demons and good and evil. It's a big thing for you to talk about evil.
Logically, there's no point in trying to engage in conversations with these heathens because they're not trying to talk. Well, I could care less. Evil, sick, and mental. We comparing killed babies to babies that are alive. Well, I could care less.
Then Abba and Preach go on to talk about how me, Watts, Jew, and Illogics all talked about in a live stream about how he has no stances on anything and how really this makes him a pretty weak man.
I could care less. I'm not pro, I'm not anti. I respect this thing. I don't agree with it.
But you want the government to get involved and stop abortions.
I never said I don't give a fuck about what anybody does with abortion.
Did you say it's a bigger problem?
Yeah, I said it's a bigger problem, but I didn't give a solution to it. I know it's a problem. I never said what I'm gonna do about it. I could care less. Like, it is what it is, dog. This life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro.
You want this?
I never said want. I said these resources are available to them.
But that's what your solution is, right?
That's
fine.
not my solution.
And I know Logic's pointed it out numerous times. You do not have these types of feelings about abortion.
We comparing killed babies to babies that are alive
and just simply don't care.
Well, I could care less.
You just don't simply say that and then act like, oh, I have no real opinions about it. Like, dude, you don't get that triggered. It's the same way that same archetype always reacts to this shit. Then he's all upset about being called a trash panda, a Sly Cooper, a coconut, and all these different, like, just, you know, effed up names to be calling a black guy. And then he wants to say it's all about racism and stuff like that. Now he wants to throw out the word racism when it comes to black folks attacking black folks. I mean, dude, he really is reading from the playbook of Uncle Ruckus over here when it comes to just hating his own folks or blaming us for everything. I mean, really, he sounds like Charleston White, which they pointed out in that video as well, where he obviously had posted videos in the past, which I've seen him, where he talks about Charleston White and how Charleston White be out here just, you know, constantly criticizing the black community. And trust me, those videos, Stevie loves when Charleston is talking about that. He loves those topics. But really, he was upset because people started to call him all these names based on him making a video defending stuff that Nick Fuentes said. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I get so sick and tired of people, even O'Shea Dude Jackson, of constantly posting videos about things that Nick Fuentes said that is accurate about the black community. Stop doing that stuff. All you're doing is promoting his ideology out here really verifying the things that he believes in. All you're doing is vindicating the man, and y'all just keep doing this stuff all the time. Like, how do y'all not see how that is actually helping his platform? Is that something that you really want to aid in about? I mean, really, come on, man.
Video about Nick Fuentes talking crazy about black folks.
So I guess Nick Fuentes, he's on another racist tangent. So, but with that, I'm in agreement with a lot of things that he said outside of the generalization of black folk, because your boy got some ghetto fatigue.
That video is one of his most disliked videos. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't talked about the criticism he got in that video. He hasn't talked about the backlash. He didn't make a follow-up on that one. His audience was shitting on him en masse. Why? Because they're like, yo, Nick Fuentes is based. He's right about what he's saying. You don't have to believe me. Go look at Night Talk channel and see the kind of content he produces. And then you come tell me why people might think you a sellout. Maybe they don't want you to manufacture a narrative that only the black community seems to have problems, because that's all you ever talk about.
And that stuff really is irritating to me, to see people constantly make these videos talking about, well, Nick Fuentes had a point. F Nick Fuentes. That dude literally thinks you're dumber than a paperclip. He thinks you're not worthy of being alive. If somebody was to mix their blood with you, he would think that you're going to come out a vampire. He really thinks there's something wrong with anybody who is not white, even though he's not even full white. And it's just all the hypocrisies. And then he's talking about how race relations are down. I mean, not race relations, but like relationships are down, and how people don't want to have babies, and he's getting caught on live stream watching dudes clap cheeks. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't understand how people follow this man or listen to this guy and actually think he's intelligent at all. But people do. But seriously, I get so sick and tired of these black folks always caping up for the obvious racist whites. Like, dude, I've always said not every white person is like this, but the ones that are obvious this way, they for whatever reason want to always throw up defense mechanisms for them and say, oh no, man, they're really not that racist. They're not that bad. We all have a little bit of racism in us, don't we? We're all a little bit of prejudice. So why are you going to judge this individual? This person wants to hang you from trees. That's why I want to judge that person. That person wants to split you in two and tear you in half and watch you do it right in front of people and laugh at you. I'm talking about these people literally want to piss on your grave, and for whatever reason, you still want to cape up for them. Go out there and fight for my cause today, and it will kick you out the country tomorrow. I don't get how these people don't understand this shit, but they always want to defend those folks. Like I said, they're not all the same, but I just don't understand how they can never see the difference. There's some obvious differences between MAGA and white people. There's a difference. There's just a mad difference. Now, some of them are pretty good at hiding it, though. I mean, some of them, there's some really good secret agents out there. So with all the trash panda talk going around, Abba decides he's going to do a little bit deeper dive into Stevie's channel. And then he really just proves how much Stevie spends his time talking about black folks and how detrimental we are to society. And that basically adds the whole Abba's point about, oh my God, how much do you be grifting off your own people? But yet you don't understand that you're actually lost in the sauce, homie. Like, you're gone. Like, these people never understand how indoctrinated they are. You know what? They never wake up. Like, I made the reference in my last video talking about how, Stevie basically just traded out drinking the blue Kool-Aid for the red Kool-Aid, and he done went all in on the red Kool-Aid. He done spilled the shit all over his shirt, got it in his do-rag, got it in his cowboy hat. It's just red Kool-Aid all over the place. Like, he's just splashing all over his self. He's breaking through the wall, screaming, oh yeah, he's doing it now. That is Stevie. He is the mascot now for the red side now. That's what he is. The alt-right, Stevie definitely will mask up for them. Go ahead and put him in the Kool-Aid outfit. But Abba just decides, like, I guess really this is the point. Abba got a little pissed and he's like, listen, I got a challenge for you.
Prove it. Why don't you spend the next year covering the other stuff? Let's see how well your channel going through. Let's see them dislikes. Let's see how your audience that you think are there for you and not because you're a bootlicker. Let's see how long they last. And if I'm wrong, you know what up, Stevie? I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll give you 50 grand. If you spend a year doing that kind of content, because there's evil, right? It's about evil.
It should be a good versus evil thing.
I'll put 50 grand in escrow and I'll watch. And you show me the analytics. You show me the audience you cultivated. I don't want to talk about feelings. I want to see facts.
I don't know. This must have got to him.
And he never will. That will never happen because, as Preach just said, he doesn't want to upset. And that will never happen because, as Preach just said, he doesn't want to disrupt or upset any side of his fan base, really. I mean, that's understandable, but really it just proves further and further that you have no stances on anything. And once again, I do not trust people who don't really have stances on anything in this world, because those people's minds are so easily corrupted by whatever they see that's displayed in front of them. If there's any type of rage bait and it justifies or vindicates anything that they feel internally, I'm telling you, man, they'd never stop drinking that shit. That's why the algorithms are pretty much designed the way they are now. It's because they pretty much are designed for you to keep seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it'll just basically justify your feelings about how you're feeling the way you do. But once again, here's just another clip and another example of Stevie constantly putting his own foot in his mouth. The whole Green Goblin theory.
Like, oh yeah, look at this fact, look at this fact. Not looking, and I'm presenting you the facts.
But people are going to believe what they want to believe. People are going to hear what they want to hear. Once people have it made up in their mind of how you are, how whomever is, there's nothing you can tell them or show them to make them feel otherwise. One of the most difficult things to do is to change somebody's mind on anything, right? Even if you give them facts to change their mind, bro. But them facts ain't facting because I feel strongly about whatever this is, right? Which also is an indication of stupidity. Nigga! Right? Low intelligence, where you are given information that contradicts your information, which should make you feel differently, man. But when you so emotionally attached to this, regardless of what anybody says, it don't matter. I don't know. This must have got to him. I could care less. Logically, there's no point in trying to engage in conversations with these heathens because they're not trying to talk. I could care less. Evil, sick, and mental. We comparing killed babies to babies that are alive. I could care less.
I envy people like Stevie because to me, it's scary to be this oblivious to what's going on out here in the world, to be this lacking in self-awareness, to be this hypocritical and just simply not know it. It's terrifying to me. But it's also like, damn, why couldn't I just be like that? Where I just don't notice anything that I say, no matter how stupid it makes me sound. No matter, I really wish I just didn't have any self-awareness like some of these individuals. I am truly jealous. Because imagine being able to live life and just not acknowledge anything that you've ever done wrong or said wrong or upset anybody about. You just always have thought you were in the right. Everything you did was justified based because of how you feel. But these people always want to talk about facts over feelings, but they never look up any facts. And then they always speak out of a place of emotion, and they just never seem to understand that that's exactly what they do. I really wish I could be like that. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and conclude this video. I'm assuming that might be the end of this beef for now, because I can't imagine Stevie really wanting to fight back against this. The more he tries to punch back, the more L's he takes, and the bigger the L's become, and the more disgraceful it is too. Like, it's just at a point, like, you gotta stop wanting to be embarrassed. Like, I get it for standing up for man's sake, but at a point in time, like, a real man understands when it's time to throw in the towel, and I think Stevie needs to start waving the white one, because, homie, I'm telling you, you're not going to win this. You are just not going to win this battle. You don't have any type of special jutsu to get you up out of this, homie. There is no self-sacrificing technique that is going to blow up this situation to where you somehow win. I'm telling you, it is over. Give up. right now. Just go ahead, ding, ding, ring the bell. I mean, it's fine. You didn't get a chance to ring the bell during your boxing match, but this is a good opportunity to do so right now here on the internet and just say, you know what? I concede. All will be forgiven. Well, anyway, please like, share, hype the videos, guys. It has really been working. As of right now, I'm pretty sure Logix is going viral right now for his latest video here on Stevie Night and whatnot. I mean, my God, let's keep doing this because it's really helping out the small creators. I really think it's helping our channels really get pushed into the algorithm. And also, by the way, somebody go help out my boy King Ali TV. His channel, I'm pretty sure, is shadow banned right now. Let's get him up out of the shadow realm, get him out of the sunken place, and let's get him some more subscribers as well. But I'm telling you, Logix, Jew, Watts, this situation is helping us blow up a lot, and I like these collaborations. It seems to be really going well. So if you like these, please let me know in the comments, and we'll try to get together again soon for something else. But also, a last random side note. Just know, when Stevie comes back and he starts pronouncing "I couldn't care less" the right way, just know that is another W for Abba. That means they have absolutely infiltrated his brain and psychologically rewired him to say it the right way. And he will never admit that that's what happened, and he was going to go back and say, well, I've just mispronounced it that one time and it was never really a big deal and I always said it the right way before. Just know.
That's cap.